Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And beautiful Empress, this is lovely energy to begin a reading with. Great things are in store for you. Some very abundant energy is coming into your life, is happening in your life right now. I think that there is a lot that you are taking care of. Let's put this into some context. Got a 5 of Cups here. I had a 3 of Swords. 4 of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. A 2, okay. All right, a 2 of Discs. We have the Princess of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Fool energy, and the Prince of Wands. A lot of court cards here, right? So I think that there's something going on with the group. Before I get into my interpretation, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We'll just do that one. Alien Simon Mork Ripley can guard that card for us while we talk about the other energies. Now, that card will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to put your predictions in the comments below. Okay? It's kind of a group exercise. I want to make this more interactive. I hope you'll play along, but of course you don't have to if you don't want to. But I think it's a good exercise in our collective intuition. Okay? You're here. I might as well put you to work. Okay? But first, let's take a look around the room here, because I notice that the only major arcana we have is the Empress and the Fool. Okay? The Fool is in the position of what we don't want. So today the Fool's not really the positive energy that we usually like to see with the Fool. I think this is either going to be a success, it's going to work out beautifully, wonderfully, the way you've dreamed, the way you've envisioned, or you got to start over, and you don't want to start over. So we better make sure that this is successful, right? We've got some fire energy. We've got some water stuff going on here. We've got our air and we've got our earth. So it's pretty balanced, but it's interesting here with the court cards, right? Fire, water, air, and earth. We have one court card from every suit. That's quite interesting. I think that's significant. I think this is showing that the group of people that you have around you right now is the right group of people. They're diverse enough where everybody has certain skills. Everybody brings something else to the table, right? It's very balanced energies between you and this group of people. Maybe friends, maybe family, maybe coworkers. I don't know what you're doing. Right? I don't know what your work is. I do know that you're kind of the centerpiece of it all. That this is your baby, right? You are, it's not gender specific, but you're kind of the mother here, right? You're taking care of everything. You're trying to keep everything harmonious, right? You're the center. You're the spirit around which all of these elements are gathering, okay? I feel like you have this uncanny ability to take like found objects or like scraps or even scrap metal. Maybe this is something you do actually as a job or as a vocation or as a hobby. or as just a creative project, but I feel like you're very good at taking ordinary stuff and making it extraordinary. Yeah. I'm getting this kind of almost like a dollar out of 15 cents kind of vibe from you. Maybe found objects, but it's almost like able to take a challenge or take what somebody else would just discard because it's nothing, right? And you're able to create something extraordinary from it. Right? I think you're good with people that way too. I think that you're really able to see into people what they're good at and bring that greatness out of them. Yeah. Really bring that greatness out of them. There's something going on the next couple of weeks with this 5 of Cups, because I almost feel like somebody's going to disappoint you. And I feel like maybe what it is, I'm trying to see, I don't get much of an indication of who. Whether it's the fire, the water, the air, the earth person. Maybe the earth person. I feel like they're disappointing you in the sense that you see the greatness in them, and at first I got the feeling that they were kind of withdrawing from the group, that they have trouble believing in their own greatness, right? That you're trying to bring it out of them in some way, and they are just not feeling it, right? They're just kind of withdrawing. But what I am kind of seeing instead of that could, for some of you, it could be that. It could be that there's one person in this group that is kind of leaving the rest because they don't feel that they're up to the task, right? And that might be this here. There's a possibility that for some of you that it feels like you, right, are maybe feeling this way. That you feel as if you're bringing the greatness out of others, but what is bringing the greatness out of you? Okay, maybe it's resonating that way. But I feel like there's somebody around you that has a different vision now, right? That they might be on a different path than you. We've got this Knight of Pentacles here. Somebody's looking a different direction, it feels like. Okay. With the 5 of Cups, it is sometimes bittersweet. Sometimes this is a very positive thing, but it kind of has that little bit of sorrow or sadness to it. Seeing one of your students really excel and perhaps then make the decision to go in their own direction, right? It's the feeling too of maybe it is children. Maybe these are your kids, And it's the idea of seeing them grow up and go off and live their own lives. We love to see that. We love to feel as if we have contributed in some way to somebody else living their best life. But I feel like there's a little bit of sadness here with this Empress energy. Maybe it is because the children are leaving. Maybe it is because the students now are no longer students. Now they're kind of ready to go out into the world on their own. Maybe this is coworkers, right? People that you've really bonded with in your job, in your life, friends that seem to be going in a different direction. Because I feel as if there's maybe one person, maybe several, that are just seeing a different vision than you. Right, taking a different path. Now, the 4 of Pentacles back here, behind everything, this is perhaps showing it could be the business, it could be the actual building that you're in, it could be the home, but this is kind of representing the venue, the area that all this is taking place, right? So I feel like these are people that are literally in your life, right? That you share a building with for at least a few hours a day or something. Friends, family, coworkers, but you see them on a routine basis, right? And this is kind of this is interesting because there's this idea of we want to stay here, This is comfortable. We like this. We want this dynamic. We found the sweet spot with this group, with our interactions, with our love, with the dynamics here. This is the perfect group. But things must change, right? The time keeps on moving, as they say. So I think that's part of this disappointment, is that, and I don't know if disappointment's really the right word. It's the emotional kind of mix that we're feeling here, because things are changing. Here's the Two of Pentacles in the future. Things are not going to stay fixed in this Four of Pentacles life. This is the sweet spot. This is where it's like you've found the right group of people for your business, or the right group of friends, or the family dynamic, the family unit is just perfect. And I wish I could keep it this way forever. But you can't. You can't. And again, it's kind of bittersweet. You're happy that people are growing and evolving. You're growing and evolving. And sometimes people drift away. Maybe this is friends that everybody's kind of off living their own life. Everybody has their own Knight of Pentacles, their own vision of their future self. And now they've got to go out on that journey to become their future self. As do you. Right? As do you. We have the Three of Swords down beneath everything. And this might be a feeling that you have. I don't know if this is going to be a very popular reading, but I almost feel with the Three of Swords here that part of the issue is that you feel that you've already become your future self, right? And I think that's why we want to stay fixed in this Four of Pentacles, because this is where we felt in control. This is where we felt like we were thriving, right? This is where we want to stay. The knowledge that we can't is giving us almost an identity crisis in a way, right? Because now it's like we've got to focus on how we are going to change. What is coming next for us, right? What does your future self look like? So now not only are we watching others kind of leave the nest, so to speak, but now it's like, what do I do? What do I do with the nest? Do I leave the nest? Maybe you do. The Two of Pentacles in the future does show change, and change is inevitable. And we've got to change gracefully. We've got to shift into the different phases of our lives gracefully. This could be something as you're going from family, you're going off to university, or you're going from family, you're going into the workforce, right? Or from university to workforce, or from workforce to retirement, or the kids are leaving the house, or the friends are all splitting up, right? It's this kind of a moment for you. And that's the inevitable change, and we've got to adapt, and we've got to go with it. We've got to ride that snake, right, to the lake, as in the immortal words of Jim Morrison. The ancient lake, which is up here with the Knight of Cups. The ancient lake. We've got to rediscover our purpose and our passion. We've got to revisit that ancient lake. Ride this, and I didn't plan that, right? But Jim Morrison, right? Come on. Riding this wave of change, riding this snake, right, to the lake, is us returning to source, returning to our own sense of spirit, destiny, connection. We've got to find our holy grail again. We've got to discover what is the next step in our quest. And to do that, we have to return to that ancient lake, right? As maybe a symbol of the unconscious, maybe a symbol of the spiritual realm, right? And it's in the ancient lake that one would find the Excalibur, right? Now we're going to shift over to the path of the serpent. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. Hit the like button, leave a comment for me, all right? Especially if this is resonating with you, or if you just like the doors. Okay, so we've got the Princess of Swords here, and this is the Excalibur that we might find in that ancient lake. And it's our sense of renewed purpose, right? Now we have a new quest. Now we're on to something else. What is next for us? there's a real newness. There's a reluctance to begin the quest, right? This figure doesn't look all that eager to go out and do these things. But it's a renewal in some ways. It's maybe reluctantly accepting the mission, grabbing the sword kind of loosely, and not a very firm grip yet, but we're getting there. We're learning now how to do things in this new way, in this new phase, this new era, this new part of our lives. And I think we're rediscovering our own vision. And now at the beginning, when I was talking about the Fool, I kind of said, well, that's the card we don't want, right? We don't want to start over. We don't want to feel like we've built this wonderful thing, and now what do we do, right? Now we've got to just start from scratch? Like, that seems strange. But you're not starting from scratch, right? You may be starting again, but there's not this idea of everything that came before is like wiped away. It's all there still. And it's a circle, yeah, but it's more of a spiral, right? That we are advancing, and maybe we have to begin the next quest. We have to go on our hunt for the Holy Grail yet again. But it's different this time because you're different. The time is different. The energy is different. The location of the Grail may be different, right? So this card there's two sides of it too, It's kind of unwanted. I don't want to have to start over and find new purpose, passion, start something new, learn something new, right? A lot of learning going on in this card. It would be nice to just stay where I'm already pretty happy. Life doesn't work that way. And at the beginning, when I said that you had this uncanny ability to take 15 cents and make $1, or take something that is seemingly worthless and create something extraordinary, well, that's what the Fool can do too. The Fool can take what seems like a really kind of bad way and make it the greatest adventure of your life, right? Turn this difficulty into an opportunity, right? Look on the bright side of things. Look at the sense of freedom, the sense of openness, the sense that all the good things about starting over, right? You can become who you want to become. You can do things differently. All the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the experience that we've gained now can be put to use in this new activity. And so maybe you're in retirement, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're really young still. There's always, I think there should always be, no matter how old we get, there should always be a kind of excitement about new adventures. Yeah, maybe we're tired, maybe we're kind of stuck in our ways and we want to stay here. But there's a certain excitement that comes with new adventures, and that is the Prince of Wands here. It's literally that. The excitement of this activity, the newness of it. There's this growing sense of adventure, of opportunity, right? And now we perhaps are more free to explore that in a depth that we couldn't really do before. Certainly can't do it when we're stuck in a 4 of Pentacles, right? And this was a good thing, but it's a 4. It doesn't last forever. There's going to be a 5, and there's the 5 right there, 5 of Cups. But you are still you, but you are just a constantly evolving version of you. Yeah. So whatever this challenge is, because again, we see all of these court cards, the balanced elements, everything right now, take a picture of it. It's perfect. Everything is in balance, right? With your life and the group of people that you have around you. And it really could be, it could be something quite different. Maybe there's not a lot of people around you. Maybe the fire here is not a particular person. Maybe this is your creativity. Maybe this is your sense of spirituality. Maybe this is your intellectual knowledge and your pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, right, and learning. And maybe this is your future vision of what you're building on the physical plane, right? It could be the balance that you experience is really the balance between all of your internal elements. Maybe all of these people kind of live inside of you, right? As representatives of those areas of your life, your creativity, your spirituality, your intellect, right? Your mind, your learning, and your practical behaviors. You know, everything is perfect right now. Take a picture of it. But things are changing. There's this growing discord. There's this growing sense of who the heck am I and where am I going? Because you see things changing. Now, for some of you, it's resonating just this way on an internal level. For some of you, it's going to be literally that one of these people are leaving, or it's this kind of empty nest feeling. Okay? So take it how it resonates, for sure, because it could be, either way, it could be both. Okay? Could be both. Let's look at the mystery card now. Maybe that will help narrow things down. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Alien, Simon, Mark, Ripley. So I don't know what this is going to be, except I want it to be some very good water energy. Or not even necessarily water energy. Anything in a 9 or a 10, except for swords, of course. 9 or a 10 of cups. 9 or a 10 of pentacles. That's what I want. I think I want a 9 of pentacles more than anything. Showing that we're making progress out in the world, that we have embraced the change in the physical environment, and it's prospering. We are prospering. We are thriving. Okay. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's take a look. See what we've got. 2 of Swords. I was way off. Happens sometimes. With the 2 of Swords here, it feels as if your choice is not an intellectual, rational one. Your choice has to be an intuitive one, right? It's not something that we have to try to convince ourselves of. You don't need to write a pros and cons list. You don't need to do the research and figure it out. You need to feel it, right? And that's probably why this water card, the Knight of Cups, is at the top here. Because this is an emotional situation. We got the 5 of Cups. So maybe we need an emotional solution, right? And when I say emotional, I mean intuitive feeling, right? A deep feeling to lead you forward into your Princess of Swords energy, where we are picking up the sword and we're embarking on our next quest, maybe a little reluctantly. The mind is not really perhaps a very willing passenger at this point, but it'll get there. And we're making the decision intuitively of how best to lean into the changing world and begin our next quest. Begin our next quest. I want to do one Language of Flowers affirmation card here before we move into the extended reading. Let's just do this. Language of... Oh, that's the one. The Cyclamen. Resignation. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. Interesting. It wasn't what I was expecting, but we'll take it. I think it's a good idea. We'll have to take a look in the extended reading to see if there's anything else that kind of points this way, but it does. It's, say goodbye to what you no longer need. So if these things are changing and life is moving forward, then there are things that we're going to leave behind. And maybe it's this kind of stability, this isolation, this balance that we're in, this kind of perfect perfect home feeling, right? Maybe we need to leave this kind of security behind, this familiarity. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. It's kind of a solemn affirmation for today, but I think it works. I think it's very poignant right now. Let's move into the extended reading. Yeah, if you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. That'll give you access to every extended reading, not just for Sagittarius, but for all signs. New Sagittarius readings are usually Wednesdays and Sundays. All right, 6 a.m. Chicago time. There's been some bonus readings, and I'll keep doing as many of those as I can. Just subscribe, hit the notification bell, so that way you don't miss the next one. All right. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.